Welcome to Prime 9, a countdown show that covers the very best in baseball. Guaranteed to start arguments, not end. This week, it's the 9 best regular season catches. Why 9? That's baseball. 9 players, 9 innings. Prime 9. In the spirit of full disclosure, we acknowledge that there were, of course, many incredible regular season catches that took place long before most games were preserved on video or film. And although we do have a special few in the archives, all of the top 9 catches in this show took place since the mid-'80s.
He caught it! He caught it! He caught it! I don't believe it! Holy smokes!
But even then, it was hard to pick 9. First, we looked at the sheer athleticism of the play, the physical brilliance.
How'd you make that catch?
Then we put the catch in context.
What a great game-saving catch.
And finally, there was the wow factor.
That may be the best catch I have ever seen.
And while you might think that sensational snags just take place in the outfield, the fact is, an unforgettable catch can happen anywhere on the diamond.
And a running one-hand, bare-hand grab.
So here are the greatest regular season catches that we've seen time and time again, starting with number 9 on Prime 9.
Baby, what a grab!
Derek Jeter is the greatest shortstop ever to wear the pinstripes, in part because of his flair for the dramatic.
And there's a grounder in the shortstop hole. Grab by Jeter. The jump throw in time. Oh, what a play. That is the ultimate Jeterian play in short.
He will make the great play when it really counts. And when you see him play every day, then you can understand why he is considered one of the greatest.
And some of the captain's very best plays have taken place on the playoff stage.
There wouldn't be any other guy in the world that I want the ball hit to in a pressure situation.
But Jeter's greatest fielding gem happened during the regular season, July of 2004, in the simmering heat of another intense battle with the Yankees' arch rivals, the Red Sox.
It's just a July game, but it's a July game between the Yankees and Red Sox, so of course it's Armageddon, it's the end of the world, and it's extra innings.
The 12th inning, to be exact, and Boston had 2 on with 2 out.
Swung on and popped up in back of short. Jeter on the run.
Derek Jeter just kept going with reckless abandon. I mean, no regard for his body whatsoever.
Jeter makes the play. It flies into the stands. Oh, what a play by Derek Jeter. Wow, Jeter really banged himself up.
Gets up and he's got blood on his shirt, his eyes cut. He looks like he's just gone 12 rounds.
He is beat up and bloody in his face.
Jeter went off to the hospital, and the Yankees went on to reward his selfless effort.
The Yankees will win the game.
The game became mythic because of that catch. Nobody even remembers the final score of the game. But what they do remember is Derek Jeter's catch.
Derek Jeter, what a player. He's a flat-out winner.
Through Torrey Hunter's first 13 Major League seasons, with both the Twins and Angels, he was honored with 9 Gold Glove awards.
Go ahead and take it home, put it in my game room. Oh, he did it again! He did it again! Too easy.
He did whatever he could to catch a ball, run into walls, leaving his skin on the AstroTurf.
Here comes Torrey Hunter to win the game. He made the catch.
He made diving catches at every stadium we played in. He took about 3 home runs away from Kansas City.
Torrey Hunter to the fence, and he makes the catch.
He made some diving catches in Detroit.
Hunter is on the run. Oh, he makes the diving play.
There's too many to have a favorite.
Well, we have one. It took place at Miller Park in Milwaukee in the first inning of the 2002 All-Star Game.
That's my first All-Star game. My mom's watching in Arkansas. It was very exciting. Being in the same clubhouse with those guys, you're like, man, do I belong here?
But any self-doubt that Torrey might have had was diffused off the crack of the bat by one of the greatest hitters in the game.
Barry Bonds stepped up to the plate,
So here's Bonds, his 11th All-Star game.
And I'm like, man, please do not hit me the ball. Don't hit me the ball. Bam!
Bonds raises one into right center field.
As the manager of the National League Club, I was pretty excited about it. I thought it was going to leave the ballpark. And then in the back of my mind, I remembered that's Torrey Hunter out there in center field.
I thought it was a great catch.
My goodness.
I was in awe.
Way over the wall to take a home run away from Barry Bonds.
I see you, Big Daddy. I see you. And I'm running in. I'm like, nice. And Barry Bonds stops me. And this guy picks me up and put me on his shoulder like a little rag doll. Then he told me he wanted to dump me on my head.
And Bonds says, thanks a lot.
Barry, I had to deny you, buddy.
Welcome back to Prime 9, featuring the 9 greatest regular season catches. You've heard our pitch for 9 and 8, which means it's time for number 7. Baseball lore says that every no-hitter contains at least one great play, like the one Mickey Mantle made to preserve Don Larson's perfect game.
Mantle dig it hard.
Or the time Gerald Williams reached high for Doc Gooden.
And he gets it. Unbelievable.
And Clay Buchholz had a friend in the infield.
Diving stop by the second baseman, Pedroia. To his feet. Got him!
But perhaps the most spectacular catch to save a no-hitter took place in 2009. Mark Burley was just 3 outs from a perfect game when Dwayne Wise took the field for defensive purposes.
Dwayne Wise has come into the game in center field.
I just went out there with the mindset of, I'm probably going to have to make a play.
Ball hit deep into left center field.
When the ball was hit, right away I knew it was over my head, so I just put my head down and started running.
Wise back.
In the 9th inning, they usually make that defensive switch, but actually I didn't even know it until I looked out there when the ball was in the air.
Wise on the run.
Being that this is our home ballpark, I was confident with where I was.
He's at the track, he's at the fence, leaps, makes the catch. He took away a home run. What a play! Wise makes the catch.
As I was falling, the ball was sliding out of my glove, and I stuck my left hand out and made the catch barehanded before I hit the ground.
What a play by Wise!
It just kind of blew me away.
Mercy!
The situation of the game and how great of a catch it was, to me, it was one of the best catches of all time.
Under the circumstances, one of the greatest catches I have ever seen.
A Wise move in the 9th led to just the 18th perfect game in history.
A perfect game by Mark Burley. He's mobbed by his teammates. A perfecto. People going crazy here at U.S. Saturday Yard.
It just came up to me, we hugged, and he told me thank you, and it was just a special moment.
Throughout his career, Aaron Rowand has endeared himself to the hometown fans by ignoring the outfield boundaries and leaving it all on the field.
That hurt. That hurt.
Aaron Rowand's a hard-nosed player. He plays all out all the time.
Those are the types of guys that you want to go to battle with every day, are the guys that are going to give up their bodies to make the play.
Rowand crashes into the fence. Does he have the baseball? Yes, he does.
But against the Mets in May of 2006, Aaron took his headstrong style of play to a whole nother level.
Gavin Floyd was on the mound against our rival.
Great start for Gavin Floyd.
Got 2 quick outs and then ended up walking the bases loaded.
Up and in, ball 4.
In my mind, that was the inning we needed to get through, and we were going to have a chance to win the game. And Xavier Nady hit the ball. And off the bat, I just turned around, put my head down, and started running after it.
Driven to deep center field.
And just kept thinking to myself, I have to make this catch.
The track at the wall. Oh, he caught it! He caught it! Oh, my, he caught it!
Next thing I knew, I caught the ball, and the wall happened to be right there.
What a play by Aaron Rowand!
You didn't believe it when you saw it, because he kept running like there was no wall.
That is one of the best catches you will ever see. We hope he's okay.
He didn't think about, am I going to get hurt? He just ran and ran and ran, and if the wall got in the way, well, that's the wall's trouble.
What happened and how the play developed and how it ended up and everything, I think it was probably one of the greatest catches I ever seen in baseball.
That was a play that I'll remember for forever. It just shows the kind of player he is.
Aaron broke a number of bones in his face and would miss more than 2 weeks. But his catch helped the Phillies win the game. And to Aaron, that's all that matters.
If I'm going to be remembered for anything, I'd definitely like to be remembered for giving it everything you have when you're out there playing. And that's something that I'll be proud of the rest of my life.
What a great catch by Aaron Rowan.
Welcome back to Prime 9, featuring the greatest regular season catches. The captain's dive was number 9, followed by Torrey Hunter. Next was Dwayne Wise's stab at perfection, and Aaron Rowan's run-in with the fence, which means it's time for number 5. Kevin Mitchell had the best season of his life at the plate in 1989, batting .291 while leading the league with 125 RBIs and 47 home runs.
Deep to left field. If it's there, it's gone.
But while Kevin's bat was smoking, his fielding was not so hot.
You thought of Kevin Mitchell, you thought about his power and his hitting. You didn't think about his defense.
That's why a Giant legend came to camp in the spring of '89 to make Kevin a better left fielder.
You're really not trying to do anything fancy. I'm just turning you around on the same play.
But not even Willie could teach Kevin the magic trick he turned with, of all people, a wizard at the plate.
I remember that catch because I'd never seen it before.
And that's sliced to left field.
Kevin went after the ball, and he actually overran the ball.
I mean, Kevin, he's unconscious. He's running out there and he's running down that line. And I said, kind of what did he do? He ran past the ball, looked like, and he stuck his hand out and caught the ball.
And it's another chance for Mitchell, and he makes a barehanded catch.
That's pretty hard to do on the dead run, catch the ball barehanded.
In my entire life, I've never seen that happen.
Kevin made a split-second adjustment on the run, literally.
With left-handed hitters, the ball comes back in the play. The ball ended up coming back, and I didn't think I can reach it with my glove.
Well, look at that.
Well, it's one of the most fantastic plays you'll ever see.
Willie Mays has been helping him with his outfielding. Willie Mays, the only other guy I know that's ever done that.
Ken Griffey Jr. is the greatest ball player I've ever had the opportunity to describe.
Phenomenal, sensational, incomparable. At his peak, Ken Griffey Jr. was all of this and more.
Junior going back to the warning track, leaps up against the wall, and he makes the catch!
For a full decade, this 10-time Gold Glove winner owned the outfield.
Amazing catch by Junior as he takes a home run away!
It seemed like there was no ball he couldn't get to, no catch he could not make.
Leaps, does he have it? Yes, he does! An incredible catch!
And on a New York spring day in 1990, Jesse Barfield discovered that there was also no wall too high for this 20-year-old to climb.
Jesse's hit the ball a lot to right center field. So Junior starts off playing, slightly to right center field, and Jesse pulls a pitch.
Fly ball into deep left center field.
To watch him hit the ball, I thought for sure it was going to go out of the ballpark. And then you can see this kid just racing across the outfield.
At first, when Jesse hit that ball, I didn't think any human being could go catch it. I mean, it was hit that far, that deep out there in Death Valley.
Griffey going back to the warning track, leaps high in the air, and he's got it! An incredible catch by the kid! He takes away a home run from Jesse Barfield, climbing the wall in left center field.
And the signature thing about that was not only the catch, but his face after he caught it. He laughed all the way in.
That's why we called him the kid, because he could take a major league adult moment and turn it into a childlike fun.
He was a kid playing a man's game. His joy in playing center field is the thing that I've always taken away from that catch.
Ken Griffey Jr., I've got it! I'm going to bring it back home with me. What a catch by the kid. There's your play of the year.
Turns out the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, for Junior's father had already compiled quite a resume of his own.
Here comes Griffey. Cincinnati wins it.
He was a 3-time All-Star and twice a world champion.
Cincinnati has won the world championship
But when you produce a son as talented as the kid, you find yourself living in his shadow.
How do you feel? Fine. Good. That's all you're going to get out of him, I tell you that right now.
As we've seen, Junior's acrobatic artistry in the outfield was something to behold. So is it in the genes? Well, consider that 5 years before these two would make history by playing together in Seattle, the elder Griffey made one of the most remarkable catches of all time.
In early August of 1985, we had a 4-game series against the Red Sox. The winner of that series would probably continue to chase the Blue Jays, and the other team would be knocked out.
In the 4th game of that series, Griffey took his place in left after pinch hitting for Billy Sample.
And here's Marty Barrett. There's a fly ball down the left field line.
Funny when you hear 55,000 people hold their collective breath. It goes,
Griffey going over, leaps, and he's got it! And he's got it!
A perfectly timed leap, brought the ball back, landed on his back, and he popped up like a gymnast. It was so acrobatic.
I thought the ball was gone. Everybody thought the ball was gone. Monty Barrett, I'm sure, wasn't too happy about the whole thing.
He took a home run away from Marty Barrett.
You have to wonder when the Griffeys get together for a family function, which one lays claim to having made the best catch?
Certainly Junior has made a number of tremendous catches, but I think Dad's catch will always stand the test of time.
I could never have made that catch, and I'm glad he was out there to do that.
We now return to Prime 9, where this week we're featuring the greatest regular season catches we've ever seen. We had to rely on the video generation for this list, so all 9 of our amazing catches took place in the 80s or later. So now it's time for number 1 and 2, the best regular season catches you'll ever see. We begin with number 2. When it comes to great defensive plays, the wall-scaling, gravity-defying, home run robbing catch can't be beat.
To the wall and makes the catch! Unbelievable!
We've seen them in every way imaginable.
Lofton on the move to the warning track to the wall, leaps up and makes a great catch! Giles racing back at the wall, he leaps, he made the catch!
But one catch at the wall beats them all.
Gary Matthews Jr., folks, known for one of the best catches I ever seen in my life.
Gary was a Texas Ranger on July 1st, 2006. It was an interleague game with the visiting Houston Astros, and Mike Lamb was at the plate.
Mike Lamb had a really good day, had already hit a home run, a couple doubles.
Here's the pitch from Curry. Lamb swings. It's a high fly ball to deep center field.
I thought it was going to go out of the park, but I knew I might have a chance at it because it was hit so high.
Matthews going back. He's still going.
Next thing you know, he's up on the wall like Spider-Man. You know, get up there high enough to have a chance at it.
Right as I got to the top of the wall, I saw the ball coming down over my left shoulder, but just a little bit further away from me, so I ended up changing from backhand and reached over.
He is at the wall, and it is caught by Gary Matthews.
He just like stands up, he's got the ball in his glove, and my jaw was just on the floor.
Unbelievable! Leaping up with his glove over the wall, he robs Mike Lamb of a home run.
I remember Mike's face as he came around first base, like, you gotta be kidding me, there's no way he caught that ball. You know, I don't know how he did it.
Everyone who saw it was astounded, fans and players alike.
How'd you make that catch? Unbelievable. No.
You might have seen the catch of the year right there.
You may not see a better catch than that. I mean, it was like breakdancing in the air.
That was the best play I've ever seen. And it's really not even that close.
Center fielder Jim Edmonds was blessed with the gift of grab. If the ball was in the air, there was a good chance he'd get it.
Edmonds, he dives, he caught another one.
An 8-time Gold Glover.
Oh, catch by Edmonds.
Jim's list of great catches is overwhelming.
Most of our highlight films are, what do you think, 5-10 minutes? He's got a 20-minute highlight film just on great catches.
He dives and makes the catch.
He covered so much ground.
Edmonds on the run. Whoa, another diving catch by Edmonds.
Was is not afraid to run into a wall and maybe even run through a wall.
And he makes another catch. The wall comes apart, but he grabs the ball.
He used to practice jumping up to the wall. He'd be diving after batting practice, having grass stains all over his body. He'd be like, what are you doing, man? This is BP. And he goes, someday I'm going to be making all these plays.
Fly ball to deep center. Jim Edmonds. How many times have you seen him do that?
But in Kansas City in June of 1997, Edmonds outdid even himself. David Howard was at the plate in the 5th inning of a 1-1 tie. 2 were on, 2 were out.
Jimmy typically plays shallow, and against this hitter, he had a hunch and he's playing even shallower.
I looked back and I saw him playing really shallow. And I'm going, Jimmy, move back. And he goes, I got him.
David Howard, somewhat devoid of power. It's one of the best balls he's hit all year.
There's a fly ball center field, long run for Jim Edmonds.
My first reaction was, okay, it's a double, it's over his head. And then as I was watching the flight of the ball, I thought, he might have a chance here. And then at the last second, he dove.
Oh, he made a catch! Unbelievable!
I was just like, I cannot believe that he actually just caught that ball.
That may be the best catch I have ever seen.
Go straight backwards, full layout, and still be able to see the ball somehow is, without question, the best one I've ever seen.
Oh, my gosh. Look at this catch.
Turn around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps before he dives.
He's unbelievable.
Jim Edmonds comes up with another one for the highlight reel.
Edmonds' amazing catch reminds us of a similar one made in the '54 World Series by the great Willie Mays.
There goes Willie, and he makes a miraculous catch as he stops a step short of the wall.
But Willie's catch was in the postseason, and that's another show with a whole new set of mind-boggling plays.
The man will dig it hard, still going. Big catch!
Evans is going back near the wall, and oh, what a catch he made!
Chavez back near the wall, leaping, and he made the catch!
So watch for a future episode featuring the best catches on baseball's biggest stage.
One of the great plays of all time in postseason play. Unbelievable.
Till then, that's our Prime 9. What's yours?